welcome back to the Midwest Motivation Podcast. This is episode 2.
Two of them.
Yeah, we don't have any guests on today. We're just gonna do a in-house podcast. Today we went and got the old tractor tire. It was sitting here back in the back of the gym, but it was just dirty as can be. It
Filthy.
literally went straight from the field to the back room. And we told Chris that we'd get it cleaned up, so we got it cleaned up today, took it to the car wash, and had some fun during the process.
Yeah.
Got it back here, got all the water out of it, and got it set up to where we can get it and use it for a lot of different workouts. We're going to do hammer swings, tire flips.
Yep.
We were seeing some videos the other day of guys fighting in the pocket, so they put one foot inside the tire, and then they go ahead and just fight. They box it out, and then it forces you to stay close to your opponent so you can't run. So we're just going to try to do as many well-rounded workouts as we can with that. But we also got some workouts in today. Got a little bit of weightlifting.
A little bit of chest.
A little bit of chest. Got some curls in, and came in here and did some light drills with boxing, just some back and forth,
Just some peppering.
Yeah.
Just some ones and twos.
So, but we just wanted to log in a little bit today as far as like getting in front of the camera and being on the podcast and just go over like just what's going on right now. I mean, last week's fights, I know we had some fights this weekend. I did not watch them.
They were boring.
Yeah, I did not watch them. But last week's fights, I mean, we had Charles against Gaethje, which was very quick. It only lasted one round, but they were doing damage back and forth to each other. It looked like it was going to be a pretty competitive fight. Gaethje wasn't as technical as Oliveira, but that's obvious. A lot of times he's more technical of the two fighters. And he got him with a submission. I mean, first round submission. You say he dropped him with a cross?
Yeah, it was because I think Gaethje actually dropped him twice before that. Or he dropped him once.
And that's the old Oliveira curse. I mean, you drop him, chances are you're going to lose.
Yeah, that was definitely a fun-ass fight to watch because you didn't know what was going to happen. They were going back and forth so much. And the crowd was so pro-Gaethje, he's in his hometown, he's giving it his all, and then gets choked out in front of everybody.
Oh, yeah.
That sucks. But.
Yeah, he caught him with a rear naked choke as soon as it went to the ground. And which it's crazy because Poirier... from 269, UFC 269, I think it was a third round submission, but it was the same thing. He got him in a standing rear naked choke.
I'm pretty sure that one was in the first two. I want to say Charles has been messing these dudes up, bro.
Oh, yeah.
People don't understand. He's been finishing these fools in the first round.
I can't remember exactly with Poirier what round it was in, but I know that he caught him. I mean, he's a submission hunter. The thing is that, like Gaethje, I mean, if Oliveira and guys with similar styles to Oliveira are always going to be in the top, like they're going to be the title holders or the title challengers, you have to become more well-rounded on the ground.
Yeah.
Like you have to because they're like that's their bread and butter, and they want it to go to the ground, And even if they get dropped sometimes, they're comfortable being on the ground and they'll stay on the ground. So you have to know how to grapple. And not just wrestle, and have wrestling defense. You have to be well-rounded on all fronts. So, I mean, I think Oliveira is going to do that for as long as he wants to do it until guys realize that they have to,
Right. And if you're not going to finish him, you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to drop this dude and you're going to let him get back up and get back in the fight, his conditioning's probably better than most of the guys he's been fighting, Just because he's that dude, He's took his game to the next level, and he's shown it.
Oh, yeah.
Finishing all these dudes.
Then we had the Tony Ferguson and Michael Chandler.
Yeah.
And that was, I wasn't surprised. You always know that if it's going to be stand up and it's going to stay stand up, and Ferguson is down to bang when it comes to just stand and bang. But it was very surprising because Chandler said that he doesn't even drill that often.
Never.
It's not even like they do drill it, but it's not one of his things but he said he noticed that his hands were down. His hands kept being down during certain points, so he knew that it was going to be easy to sneak that in. Yeah. So, that really was guest. Come to me.
5,
4, 3, 2. Come on in. Which one? The back. Oh, yeah, that one. Sorry. Hey, that is the prick. Sit down for a second.
Yeah.
What's up?
That's why it's probably a good idea not to do drugs, because the feds can just walk right in, you know, out of nowhere. You know, I mean, he just walks right in, you know. Bro, you know what we actually have today? Hella bloopers.
Dude, that was hilarious. So apparently we left the door open to the gym, and we just had a cop.
Oh my god.
He came in the back door over there, and then navigated all the way through the gym. And then I was wondering why, like, somebody was just walking and not announcing themselves. But
Like they were the Undertaker.
That's probably what he wanted to do, was the element of surprise. But we could hear him squeegeeing across the floor. That's awesome.
You can't write that, folks.
Appreciate.
You know what I mean?
Well, we appreciate him. The door
Yeah.
was wide open. It could have been, like he said, he was thinking about sending his dog in.
Yeah, I know. That'd have been fun.
Dog's So yeah, we had a cop, local police officer.
Federal agent.
Thank you so much, officer. We appreciate that. We don't want to leave any doors open.
You know.
So that's awesome. He's just looking out for the local business owners.
Right.
They got your back, Chris.
Hell yeah.
All right, so we were talking about Chandler and Ferguson.
Right.
Okay. So he hit him with that front kick, and it was definitely photo worthy,
Yeah.
because if you've seen some of the pictures that they've shared since the fight,
Yeah. It's a meme.
it's a slump face. I mean that type of kick, the bottom palm, I guess, of your foot, like right below the toes, it just connected just right, and I mean it was just slump face from there. And he said that it put him out for quite a long time.
Yeah, he was. I mean, weird thing too was that they let him lay on his face forever, because you can even hear one of the commentators go like, "Roll him over." You know what I mean? Because he
Yeah.
was like face down for probably a good 30 seconds. The refs just kind of like just looking at him. It looked like he didn't even like try to help him out. But I was like, bro, it's bad enough. You know, let's get it together here. Get him awake.
Right, yeah, you're the one person in the ring that's supposed to keep their composure
Yeah.
when shit hits
And
the
he's
fan.
tripping. He's like, I don't know what to do. You know.
Let's talk about Nate Diaz peeing on the Performance Institute, the UFC Performance Institute.
Yeah. I don't,
So, I mean, all you're seeing is negative about him as far as articles online anymore. It's just, and it's not like negative, just like always bashing him, but it's just he's always in a negative situation, you know, and the call outs that go back and forth, nothing's concrete. You know, it's always he might be fighting this person, might be fighting that person. Everybody else is saying that he's just turning down fights left and right, but he's acting like, well, why don't they give me a good fight? You know, it's like, well, dude, they're giving you fights, but like, you got to think about what I know you have, dude. You have a career that, even just for entertainment's sake, is decorated. Like, you've been a good, entertaining fighter for a lot of years. But as of recent, dude, Masvidal split you open. Okay? You're durable. Yes, dude. But people want to see you be technical as well. Not just durable, bide your time, wait out the other guy, and then go in there and then do a little bit of damage, take it to the ground, and submit him. Well, you're not even doing that anymore. You're just durable and you're willing to fight it out. It's like, I want to see you win, dude. Like, you know, it's not that I'm totally like, I've sworn him off, and like, it's like I like certain aspects of Nate Diaz, but like the game and the technique and everything is evolving and has evolved to where you're not the only well-rounded guy out there anymore.
Yeah.
Oliveira's a testament to that. Guys have jiu-jitsu, they have wrestling, and they have stand-up. And especially the guys that are all competing at the top level, they all have that at this point.
Yeah.
You know, that's why McGregor is like kind of like fell off in the way that he did is because guys, it's almost a standard anymore to have the skill set that he has and then more. And you know, so he just has to adapt. You know, Nate Diaz does. McGregor doesn't need to come back into the limelight and say, give me the title shot, give me Oliveira. And the whole thing with Oliveira not making weight by 0.5, okay, so was that done on purpose? Was that orchestrated to where now it makes sense for McGregor to get not a title shot because he got stripped of his belt, but to get an Oliveira shot? To get right back in the talks of like, it's like, dude, you got to do your road work. Like Chimaev said, like, he needs to get back in and fight. Like, dude, are you done being on vacation? You know?
Yeah.
Like, you gotta. It's not that you gotta like work your way up the ranks at the very bottom, but like, it would make sense, or at least to me, it makes a little bit more sense for him to fight Gaethje, if anybody, because Gaethje just lost to Oliveira. Do something. Like, you know, like, or I mean, nobody wants to see him against Poirier again.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I think if he comes back, here's how I look at it, because people don't understand. This dude broke his leg. This dude is not coming back this year to fight. Plain and simple. That's not happening.
Yeah, let's establish he is on the injury list.
Yes. So, you know, the Chandler fight, like, Chandler's not gonna, because they said the earliest he could come back is November, but you know, he's not gonna fight 155. He's probably gonna come back and fight at 170. That's probably what more than likely is gonna happen. Even Chandler says that if he fights him, he wants to fight him at 170. I think that they're setting up either I think it's the Chimaev Diaz fight.
Yeah.
Which would be for the next. Or I think they said that's the pay-per-view that's going to be, I think, in July.
And I don't know
the
if
Adesanya pay-per-view.
I don't know if there's anything to that though, because I've seen articles saying that Diaz doesn't want that fight.
Yeah, and they've said Diaz Chandler, which I think that
Diaz
would be a
has
good fight.
one more fight on his contract.
And he's bouncing. I don't see him.
I would see. I mean, put Diaz against Ferguson. That would be an entertaining fight. I would understand that, you know, because they're both.
Ferguson does it more in the beginning than at the end, but as far as their pressure and how, you know, they put pressure on guys, they're similar.
They're willing to take damage.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, that's a fight that needs to happen, in my opinion. I feel like everybody wants to see that fight happen for sure.
Because I'm tired of seeing Diaz just go in there and just because it's a fight that you're willing to take because you're not scared of any other fighters. I understand that, dude, but like, you need to take fights that make sense for you and your legacy, because like, you don't want to go out like Chuck the Iceman Liddell.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have came back for that fight. He even said he was having neck problems, and he ended up having to have something fused in his neck after that fight, and he didn't realize how bad it was. It was a neck issue that was affecting his balance. So, and it was his balance, like, so he said that his body had adapted to where he was balancing with his vision and not his actual, like the parts of his body that you're supposed to be able to balance with. And that being said, it means that when he closes his eyes and he's asked to maybe walk across the room heel to toe, he can't do it. And he didn't notice it because his eyes were doing it for him. But like, so like that played a factor in that, and then, you know, maybe a slight case of CTE.
Yeah.
On top of that, he shouldn't have came back and fought Tito, because that just ballooned Tito's ego, thinking that it's like, dude, you fought him after his prime.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was done.
Yeah.
For sure.
So like, you know, it's like, I just don't want to see some of the fighters that I really enjoyed watching over the last 10, 15 years. I don't want to see them go out in a similar fashion, just constantly wanting to take fights for the sake of taking fights with guys that they have no business going in there, because the style does not match up. The body type, the style, all of it. I'd like you to, I mean, the fight game is the fight game. It's dirty, it's ugly, it's nasty, but I'd like you to go out gracefully. And I know that you as a fighter don't give a shit what I think, but I think a majority of people can agree upon that we don't want to see guys go out salty with the game, which obviously Diaz is salty with everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like that's part of their persona, is they just they hate everything, they hate everybody, they're negative about a bunch of stuff, and nothing's ever, they're never done right by, and it's just, but man, it's just like, I just don't understand why we can't get back to the essence of it, where it's like, dude, it's about fighting, less of the fluff around it. I understand the press conferences. I understand the talking back and forth and getting the fight to be exciting leading up to it. I totally understand that, but people are annoyed with the discord, and if it means paying more fighters, or if it means paying fighters more money, I guess that's what has to happen, because it's like that's all you're hearing nowadays is just like reasons why fights aren't going to happen.
Yeah. Here's what I think about that, because I think people get carried away with holding fighters to the same standard you would hold up an NFL player or a baseball player, or like someone who's going to be on the front of a Wheaties box, or someone who's going to go on ESPN and do Make-A-Wishes. You know what I'm saying? Like, fighters should not be held to the same standard, in my opinion. People are just seeing what they see in the fight on TV or on YouTube. They're not seeing the work, the fucking injuries, starving yourself, dehydrating yourself to where people are dying, just cutting weight for fights. In my opinion, and this isn't directed at you, I'm just saying I see your point.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, people who are like, bro, I can't stand him because he talks so much shit. You are a corn dog if you think that. Because first of all, that's the whole point of it. It's entertainment. It's fight. It's no different than if you watch a movie and you go, that's not real. Or, like people who talk shit about like wrestling. They're like, oh, that's fake. Well, it's no different than you watching a movie going, well, that's not a real robot. What? No shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And with fighting, it's like, your 6 or 7 or 8-year-old kid shouldn't be watching UFC fights. In my opinion, if you don't want your kid to be a violent kid who, because the same people who are saying like, oh, this guy talks so much shit, that's why I can't watch it. Well, then why are you letting your fucking kid play, all these fucking video games, or, they go to school and they learn all these cuss words, or they whatever it may be, they get in fights, and that's just how it works, man. If you want your kid to not be influenced by someone who's going and pissing on a building, then don't let him get on YouTube and watch it.
Yeah.
Figure out your priorities first before you go, oh, well, I don't like the way he lives his life. And it's just like...
And it's not even that I personally have a problem with the way that they carry themselves. I just don't care for all the extra, and like I said, by extra I don't mean the press conferences and the confrontations and the all the lead up. It's 100% necessary. I just don't like when we constantly are getting fed reasons why something isn't going through, why something isn't working out, and nothing is ever iterated on. It's always just, well, you don't understand all the BS going back and forth, and it's like, okay, well, dude, explain why things haven't came to fruition. And because really what it comes down to in my mind, and I'm not in the fight game as deep as them at all, I'm just now starting to fight, whatever, I can't speak on things that I haven't personally experienced yet. Right. But I do truly think it comes down to this: we should all be worried about what we're doing in the cage. That's the statement that you make. That's because if your cage, what you do in the cage doesn't back up what you're constantly saying outside of the cage and doesn't give it credence, then I don't care what you're saying. As cool as it sounds, as awesome as it sounds, it doesn't make any difference to me.
If you're not winning and backing
it up. If you're not backing it up. And that's the thing. I respect the fighters that are backing it up. Mm-hmm. And I also respect the fighters that carry themselves well their entire career.
They're not John
GSP.
Jones out here,
Yeah, it's like I respect both types of fighters, because both types of fighters are needed. We need the guys who talk a lot of shit.
You need good guys and bad guys, you know? And everything.
Exactly. And I respect that. And without that, there wouldn't be enough entertainment. There would be, because obviously it's a fight, and it will be entertaining. But you need to know why there's so much animosity between the two fighters. and the little amounts of knowledge that you get from like what one fighter yells at another fighter, like, you know, because he's upset about an interaction that happened when they crossed paths in a gym, or when they were at a separate event and something happened. You know, it's cool. Like, that's interesting because everybody's human. That, like, you know, like, that stuff does happen.
Well, I look at it like this too. Like the Mayweather-McGregor fight, for instance. That fight, McGregor didn't get that fight because he's a good fighter.
Yeah.
McGregor got that fight because he was a decent fighter in MMA. He could talk shit. His name had value that was global. You know, he was from Ireland, so, you know, you already had the European following. Comes to America, you get the American following, you get the global following. That's how that works. I mean, that's why he came to America, to fight in the #1 fighting promotion. That's how that built up. And he was obviously a good businessman. You know, he was talking about fighting Mayweather 2 years before they even, you know, entertained it.
Oh, yeah.
Just joking around. Just be like, I might call up Mayweather and see what he's doing. You know?
See, but as far as his UFC career, I think that was one of the worst things that could happen to him, because that ballooned him into, like, he
was bigger than UFC
yeah,
at that point.
He had screw you money at that point,
Yeah.
so it didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, like, as whenever you, like, you could say it doesn't, but it affects you. It affects you when you have all the comforts and all anything you could ever need. It affects you.
It's hard to get hungry when you're full.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, it's like you almost have to, like, say, hey, take all my money, put it in a vault until I get back to where I want to.
Yeah.
You know, I can't have this.
If that's what he wants to do.
If that's what
he even wants to fight.
Yeah.
You know?
But the thing is that he posts the training pictures.
Yeah.
He's
Super
acting
jacked.
like he wants to stay into the community. He's acting like he's ingratiated in MMA still. He acts like he still wants to be in talks as the greatest, and, you know, as one of the greats. So if that's the case, then okay. So what are you going to do in the cage that's going to prove that, dude? Because I haven't lost all respect for you. Nobody has lost. Everybody knows you have a legacy, dude. Like, you almost helped spearhead and put the UFC where it's at today.
Yeah,
you
essentially, yeah. He was basically, between him and Ronda Rousey, I would say they were two big bricks in that building for sure.
Yeah. So, but, you know, it's like, it's the things that you take. Oh, it's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
The things that you do and take, the paths that you take after that, are what people are going to gauge your legacy, because you're not done fighting.
No.
At least as far as what you're saying to the public, that's what people are going to gauge the ending of your legacy, is how you finished it off. You're not young like, you know, he's not old, but he's not young either.
No.
How old is McGregor?
He's
33, 32, 33.
Look that up for us, Josh.
Yeah. We got Josh, our own Jamie, on set today,
Yeah, he's making his debut. Doesn't want to come on camera, but if you want to see him, we're also going to be having vlogs.
Yeah.
You can check him out there.
Yeah,
It's
we vlog-
exclusive to the vlogs.
Today we vlogged a little bit of getting the tire
Yes,
cleaned off.
speaking of
and
which.
for the MMA gym. 33. Yeah. McGregor's not. You know,
He's 33.
yeah, he's 33. He's not young, but he's not old either. You know, he has a few more years left in him.
33 is not where you want to be fucking around taking 2 years off.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't come in and get it. Like, he's gonna get it because he's built his name that big. People don't understand that money talks. That's what the UFC is built on. It's built on making money. It's not built on feelings. So people who are saying, "Oh, well, I don't want him to get a title shot," you might as well start getting over it right now, because he's gonna get it.
I want to see him fight again, and I want to see him fight against, like, competitive fighters, 100%. But there's guys in the UFC, in the game that he's in right now, and it's creating discord that he's going to get, or he might get a shot at the top guys right now.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, why? If he can get it and he's been on vacation this whole time, why am I not getting it? It's like, and he's coming off a loss.
Yeah, he's a lot.
And that was
too.
a bad loss.
Yeah.
I mean,
check that out too. Checked out how many losses he has in a row right now.
yeah.
Because he's got 4 or 5 at least. You know.
Connor?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He beat Cowboy kind of in between there, and that was like his last win. But
The thing is that Cowboy, like, you beat somebody that's
been through wars.
Yeah.
You know, is done. You know, like he is another guy that you're just kind of like, I hope he ends this the right way. You know, he doesn't hang it on. And nobody knows this. That Shogun fought last weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shogun Pua, former light heavyweight champ, the guy John Jones beat for the belt. They don't even promote him.
Yeah.
I thought that was insane. You know.
Yeah, it's a picking and choosing. That it's blatantly obvious who they want to promote to the public, and who, if you're a diehard MMA fan, you have to just seek out.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, yeah. The diehards that have been there since that first Ultimate Fighter. I mean, you could say back in the day during the '90s, but that was kind of when it was free for all.
Yeah, it was like.
But when it really started, when it is what it basically still is now, is the early 2000s.
I would say, yeah, the early 2000s, 99, 2000 is when it started really becoming
After that,
popular.
Stephen Bonner.
I mean, it was debatable up until that point whether they could put it on TV.
Yeah, they didn't have money. They didn't have a TV deal. They didn't have.
Yeah, and like the TV didn't want to.
Yeah.
You know, like there was people boycotting against putting it on TV because it was too dangerous.
It was
human
cockfighting is how it was promoted on ESPN one time. That's why Joe Rogan went on there and he was a spokesperson for it, to be like, no, this is like, this is an art form. This isn't just two guys, getting in a ring and brawling in a strip club. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that would just like, you got to give him credit because he even not being a fighter helped the UFC grow to as big as it is because he helped people understand what they were watching.
He's huge. As far as like, if you would look at guys even just that are a part of the UFC, really, UFC is the company that made it mainstream, made it cool, made it a global sport, or a global combat sport, I guess. I don't look at boxing or MMA as like a sport. I look at it as like either an art form or a martial art or combat sports, I guess is what you would call them.
Yeah.
I hate calling it sports because I don't like to compare them to other ones. First of all, other sports are more team influenced, and this is more of an individual thing, even though you do have a team of people that help you train and help you gain knowledge. But I don't know, man. I guess why I get frustrated by people who are just so offended by some things. It's like, then don't watch it.
Yeah.
Find something else to do.
And everybody's gonna have an opinion
Yeah.
on what should and shouldn't happen.
Basically, it means
is
they're doing
what
their
it
job if you are complaining, by the way. If you are complaining, you don't like what he's saying,
Yeah, because like
you're doing exactly what he wants you to do.
controversy gets ratings, gets viewers.
Yeah.
People are gonna tune in just so they can say, "What the heck's going on?"
Yeah.
man?"
What do you say this time?
Yeah.
Is he gonna lose finally? Because that's when it ends. When the dude loses, like McGregor, that's why, like for us, like I remember introducing my friends to McGregor, being like, I watched this dude from, the first time I ever saw him was UFC Fight Night in Dublin. The crowd was nuts, and it was like, they were just so game for their fighters, because they had, I think, like Irish fighters in every fight against, Brazilian, an American, whoever it may be. And he was the main event, and it was just crazy to see that energy, like him doing that. And I was like, I wonder if he's gonna like blow up. And sure enough, he does. And everything he's done, the 2 weight division belts, and fighting Mayweather, and making all this money, changing the game. Like now where he's bigger than the sport. Like they need, essentially, like I think they said 400,000 pay-per-view buys for the last UFC event. It's like, bro, Mayweather could come back tomorrow and get 1 million pay-per-view buys.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. And people who are saying they're not getting the money that he's getting, it's like, you're not doing what he's doing. You're not, yes, McGregor did talk a lot of shit, but he was knocking everybody's out.
He was a showman on top of that, and he's very quick-witted.
You gotta have, it's gotta go exactly how it went. Like when he finally did fight Aldo and beat him, that was built up so well. Like, it was a first global like world tour that was ever done in the UFC. That was insane.
Yeah.
That was
and
like
they thought
moment
it was going to
in
be
history.
a dog fight. It was going to be a back and forth.
For it to end after one punch. It's
yeah.
Of course it did. You know what I mean? Of course it did. Because you knew after that point, you're like, all right, he's that dude.
Yeah.
There's no stopping.
Because Aldo has come back since then. I mean, he's performed well since then.
He has.
So it's not that Aldo was just
I think he's
past his prime, or like he wasn't everything that he was chalked up to be. He's done well since then.
Yeah.
So like McGregor did very well in what executed in the cage.
Yeah.
You know, he executed it very well, and that wasn't luck. That was him hitting him right on the button.
Yeah.
You know,
You can't be that. You can't have that good of precision, and then it's luck. You know what I mean? Like, it looked like Aldo ran right into that punch. You know, it's like he saw it coming the whole time. Kind of. But,
so who do you think? Okay, so and I know, like you said, McGregor's on the injured list.
yeah,
So-
he ain't fighting this year.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
So who do you think Oliveira should fight next?
He's probably going to fight Chandler. I don't see why they wouldn't make that fight because it's for the belt. You know, Chandler, he had Oliveira beat in the first fight, but, you know, of course, did what everybody else did. Let him get back up, let him come back into the fight. But he did get TKO'd by Oliveira, too, so that's why I like that fight. You know, like someone, it's going to be the same deal. So that's not going past the first round. I don't think so either. Someone's getting knocked out or choked out. I can see Chandler getting choked out for sure. But I think Oliveira and Chandler, to me, makes sense. It's a fight to make. Chandler's coming off a huge knockout. He basically had Oliveira beat. Oliveira just lost the belt. The belt's vacant. People who are, I understand, I guess, the conspiracy, but that would mean that McGregor would have to come back, you know, in like
Yeah.
a couple of months to fight for
Yeah.
the belt.
Which I don't know if there's anything to that, but like I was trying to connect dots.
To me, it was more set up for Gaethje.
Yeah.
I thought so because it's in Gaethje's hometown, you know, that they were fighting in, and he's been trying to get the belt for so long, you know, just because he'll win a fight, lose two, win a fight, lose two, type, because he's such a scrapper.
Yeah.
But
And I think that's like if Chandler goes up against Oliveira, like that's what it's gonna be. Stand up. Chandler's gonna take, you know, like Oliveira
Yeah.
might be more technical than him, but Chandler will take it and he'll taunt and do his normal little
It'd be-
song and dance. But
he's naturally a wrestler too. It would be interesting to see if he would try to take Oliveira down, because
Yeah.
that's not good territory.
dude, if you're gonna take him down, you better be able to mount and ground and pound.
Exactly.
And like because he's gonna.
He's so
like,
lanky.
Yeah, like
He can put you in
and his
anything.
jiu-jitsu is very, very good, even
Yeah.
from the bottom. You
It's
know,
so
like,
quick. The way he locks in a triangle, like when I try to do that in here, sometimes I'm like, bro, how are they just, you know,
Oh,
locking
yeah.
that in like that?
It's because they've gone against brute fighters like
Top notch.
you know,
yeah,
in their
world-class.
training camps, they've grappled guys like that.
And he's
They-
from
they
the
know,
motherland
yeah.
of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
So.
and it's muscle memory. You know, you get it eventually. I don't even fully have it. It's just, you know, like it takes years and years of just constant.
He's built his career up
Training.
too, to where like he's doing that, you know, way more often than the average person who's just coming into the gym twice a week or whatever. You know, kind of like we do. Like he's in there every day, you know, probably
Oh yeah.
every single day.
One day when we're not working, and we have all the time in the
And we
world.
got hella Maybachs
yeah
with-
yeah.
with the trunks full of gats, you know.
Yeah. And then we can just focus fully on training, you know, and it'll be good, you know.
Speaking of training, this week it's a pretty heavy load. We're getting into the more heavier part of our. I don't even know if we should say it.
Yeah. Fight camp.
Fight camp.
Yeah, we're both going to be fighting June 25th at the MFL.
That's right.
I'm coming off a loss. I lost by a decision on my last fight, so I just need to, like I have been. I've been working on my weaknesses, trying to, you know, like I got controlled in the last round on my back, and then just the guy won by a decision. It was a dog fight up until that point.
Mhm.
So I worked, you know, I fought last October, and now we're coming into, it'll be June 25th of this year.
Yeah.
So I haven't, you know, I've had time to, I've worked out my legs more. I'm trying to get a more solid base. I'm trying to make it so I can have better wrestling defense. And you've been training with me pretty consistently
Yes,
since
sir.
after my last fight.
Mhm.
And he's going to be making his debut June 25th. So, you know, that's going to be nice. I feel like we got him on the right path. Like he said, we're ramping up our training now. We're phasing out our weightlifting. And we're going to be doing more of like 4 to 5 days a week.
More pythons, ladies.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Grappling rolls, sparring, situational stuff, drilling technique. We have our Tuesdays and Thursdays. We come in here and do our MMA and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So our coaches have a good, solid game plan for us. And now, besides that, both of us, I have to lose 20 pounds in between now and the 25th.
Yep.
So we're about 40 days out. he
15.
has to lose 15 pounds,
15.
which I think he can. I think he carries water.
I don't
weight.
think it'll be that hard.
Yeah. So, and I'm gonna.
155?
Yeah. I mean, the plan is just to gradually drop the weight. Obviously, phasing out weightlifting, that'll make it a little bit easier. Doing some sprints, doing some jogging, 2 to 3 miles a day.
Right.
We're gonna really, it's gonna melt off the weight pretty easily.
Me
But
smoking your ass in 100-meter dashes?
yeah.
I'm telling you, dude. I got jets.
There's no competition
Jets.
when it comes to sprints.
No.
Give me some good running shoes and we'll film it. We'll,
Yeah.
we'll vlog
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, we'll
I mean,
put it up.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go for a. I don't know. There's got to be some kind of gambling debt.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you guys want to put some money on it? See who can out sprint the other?
Let's get it.
Yeah. We might turn that into a vlog.
$1,000.
Yeah. I'm broke.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, we're both just kind of prepping, getting ready for our fights. Like I said, I'm coming off a loss. I just want to redeem myself from that loss and keep moving forward. I want to fight 2 to 3 more times this year.
Yeah.
So
That would be.
take advantage of my blood work that's still current,
Yeah.
my physical, all that stuff. So, like I said, we're on a small scale compared to a lot of these guys that we just talked about. But that's the idea.
That's where everybody
to
starts.
get to
baby.
that level
Yeah.
and
Before you're in a
make a statement.
world-class gym,
Yeah.
getting everything catered to you, you gotta do everything.
Yeah, this is the road work until then, so that's all we're doing is just head down, moving forward. So I don't know if we got anything else we want to talk about.
Let's see. Oh yeah. Like, and we gotta settle this shit right now, okay? Because this has been getting a ton of disrespect, even from guys in our gym. So this is gonna get addressed right now. If you haven't seen the new Batman, make it happen. I just went to the Red Box. They got it. You know what I mean? There's no excuse. You can buy it on YouTube. But anyway, first thing I'm gonna say is this. It's the best one. It's the best Batman so far. And I was a hater. When they cast
Explain.
Robert Pattinson at the beginning, I was like, nah, done with Batman. He's my favorite superhero. You know what I mean? Ever since I was a kid, I was like, Batman's that dude. And Wolverine. Those are the 2 movies. Everything else, see it. You know, I can't do Marvel movies.
It's the same thing over and over again, and the acting's not great.
No.
They're not good movies.
If I
They're-
see one more
they're
of-
alright action flicks.
These. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like it's just all about looks and how, like, you know. And then once I started seeing like 16 superheroes in the same movie, you know, it's like, okay, well, who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy?
I think that. See, I haven't seen the movie personally, so you'll have to like.
Okay.
I've seen a
I
lot.
won't,
of
I
behind
won't
the
spoil it.
scenes.
I won't spoil
Yeah.
it. I will say that because that you can't. That I would totally. This would be pointless. If
The
I said I
vibe and the
spoiled it.
grittiness, I think that they got spot on as far as what I've seen. Now, I haven't seen a ton, but I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Seen some trailers and stuff. Seen some interviews, and I think that they got the DC like,
Feel 100%.
feel. Yes.
100%. Doesn't
Um,
even. There's definitely you would not watch this and go, oh, this kind of reminds me of this Marvel movie. Like, no. This
From what
this
I've
has
seen,
a
Colin Farrell did a good job
Colin
as the
Farrell
Penguin.
killed the Penguin.
Yeah.
Some people didn't even know it was him.
Yeah.
I think they asked
Yeah.
They asked it was on Brendan Schaub's show, I think. Somebody on there didn't even know it was him. They were like, "Oh, you know that's Colin Farrell?" And they're like, "Shut up."
That's the
Yeah. Did a great job. And he really didn't even have that big a part, I'll say that. But okay, so backtrack here. Cuz I know a lot of people are probably going to give me the, "Oh, yeah, but The Dark Knight." Okay. That movie was great. No one's going to argue that that wasn't the best Joker
Yeah.
of all time, and it probably won't be
Right.
topped, right? We could just kind of, I mean, it won an Oscar.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
What superhero movie won an Oscar other than that movie? Let's look that up. Because I can probably guarantee you that's the only one that's won an Oscar.
Yeah.
Probably been nominated a few times, but anyway, I rate it above The Dark Knight for sure. It's 3 hours, so find time
And
to
100% watchable.
100% watchable through the whole thing, dude. If you like crime drama movies, suspenseful, like, crime thrillers, horror movies, slash action-packed, bad guy gets it at the end feel type thing. This is this is the best movie this year that's coming out, bar none. I guarantee you that this movie will probably win an Oscar. I have that feeling. Best Picture, probably not gonna get like Best Actor or anything like that. But it would the music score. Michael Giacchino killed it. He was the same guy that did like the Up movie. That's a popular one. A lot of the Disney Pixar stuff he was popular for doing the music.
Some of the
in.
guys in our gym said that they liked his Batman, but they didn't care for his
Bruce Wayne, which is cool, but like that's how I feel about it. You shouldn't. Who gives a shit about Bruce Wayne? You know what I mean? We've seen the origin story 100 times. We've seen the clips of his parents getting shot. We know what happened.
If he was as intense as the Batman, then people would be like, "Well, you're Batman."
Exactly.
You know, so he's got to be low key in certain ways. I understand that. So I just need to watch it, I guess, because
You gotta watch it.
have praised it up and down.
You have to watch. Yeah, I'll say this. Like I said, when Robert Pattinson was cast, wasn't about it. Thought they were, after the Ben Affleck experience, I was like, man, they just totally butchered this whole Batman deal. And then I was like, all right, well, I'll wait it out. So then the first image comes out, and it wasn't really a trailer. It was just him in the suit, like him basically just like turning around, and you just see the new Batman suit essentially. Then the image of the Batmobile came out. So I was like, all right, this looks a little sick, whatever. Then the trailer drops. That's when I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty sick. Colin Farrell as a Penguin sold me. They didn't really, I guess, in the first trailer, I don't remember, but it wasn't like they were like, oh, the Riddler is this guy that's, whatever. But his character in the movie was awesome, dude. It reminded me, this movie reminded me of 3 different movies. If anybody's ever seen the movie Seven, Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, finds his wife's head in the box at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
If you remember, the Seven Deadly Sins. Yeah, it reminded me of that. It had that grittiness, that darkness,
thriller,
suspenseful thriller
crime
feel.
thriller.
Yeah, it really felt and it was super realistic. As silly as the idea of a real superhero would be, this gives you the feel that just like the Dark Knight trilogy did, where you're like, man, this is you're rooting for the guy. You know what I mean? You're rooting for Batman because he's just trying to,
And Batman in general has always been the most realistic version.
He has to be the most popular.
Yeah.
I would say he
Of a
has to
superhero.
of all time out of everybody.
It's just a guy
a
with
lot
a
of people
ton
are
of money.
people are like, he's not a superhero. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's more badass because he doesn't have superpowers. How about that?
Yeah.
But anyway, and the reason why I'm going to say this is because I know that I've watched all the Batmans, dude. So I definitely, I grew up with the first ones.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't born when they came out, but you know what I'm saying. Batman, The Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin. Dude, I bet I'm the only one who does this. Every single Christmas, I watch The Batman Returns. It's the second Michael Keaton movie. It's the one with the Penguin. Danny DeVito as a Penguin.
Oh yeah.
What's her name?
Michael
It's
Keaton.
Catwoman.
Yes, of course. It's
Fucking.
OG
What's his
Batman.
name's in that movie? And I totally forget about it all the time. You just did a deep fake with him. With the watch.
Oh,
Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken,
Walken is in that movie too, and I totally forget about that. But that movie's set during Christmas, and nobody,
So it's like a Christmas
remembers
movie.
that.
Yeah,
So when I watch it, that's one of my go-tos every Christmas. I bet I'm the only one. I bet nobody out there's gonna be like, oh, I do the same thing.
And if you do that,
You're a liar.
you're part of the clique.
Yeah.
Or you're a liar.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And there's actually quite a bit of the superheroes with the Oscars.
Really?
Yeah, Big Hero 6 being one of them. You got
That was a Disney
Superman,
Pixar one, though.
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad won an Oscar for what?
For garbage ensemble.
That movie got shit on completely.
Yeah, that was.
Black
I didn't really
Panther,
care for it.
Spider-Man 2.
I
The
believe-
Spider-Man.
I believe
Yeah.
Spider-Man and Black Panther.
The Incredibles. One of those.
Come on, dude. I guess they're superheroes.
So he shouldn't have flippantly said that he knows for a fact, but the lineup isn't that impressive personally,
well, yeah, some
Certain,
of those
certain
are
of them
questionable.
I understand, but
Yeah, but what did they win them for, too?
Yeah.
A best costume and shit?
yeah.
That's not really necessarily the same thing.
And earlier I said that I was pretty sure Connor lost his last 4. It just seems like that because he did the whole boxing thing.
Yeah.
But his last 2 losses are actually just with
Yeah, because he fought. I think he beat Cowboy.
Dustin. Yeah, because he beat Cowboy. And
then who did he
before
fight
that,
after Cowboy?
He lost to Khabib before Cowboy.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then after that, before the Khabib fight, he was off a win against Nate, right?
No,
No.
he would have lost. No, you're right. Because he beats Nate, bounces,
Nate in
goes
the
does
second.
boxing, comes back. No, he beat Alvarez for the light heavyweight title. Yeah, just
Yeah,
Wik-
Nate was earlier.
Wikipedia that'll tell you. Because I forget the order also. Because I know he lost to Nate, comes back, beats Nate, beats Eddie Alvarez for the light heavyweight title, bounces, goes fights Mayweather, comes back, fights Khabib, loses, fights Cowboy, wins, loses to Poirier,
yeah.
and then loses to Poirier a second time.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's how it goes.
So it was.
Alright, started back from Aldo. He beat Aldo, lost against Nate, and then won the Nate fight. Then wins with Alvarez,
Yeah.
loses against Khabib, and then wins against Cerrone, and then his last two L's with Dustin.
Okay, cool. So we got it. We got it.
It's only 2 in a row. It's not as bad.
Right.
Whatever.
Once you get to 2 or 3 in a row, it's like
I
alright,
think
dude.
the inactivity in between, because those are pretty spread apart though.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's just like that's what people give him such a hard time about. Is the big long. It's like, other guys that are active they're sour when they see him coming back into the talks of like,
Right.
who's McGregor gonna fight? Is
Yeah.
it gonna be a title? You know, it's like, I understand why they're upset because they've been active the entire time.
Yeah.
But
But be
at
better.
the same time, yeah, be better. Be better. Be a better showman.
Don't fucking lose. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I get both arguments. I'm not saying I'm like on
Yeah.
one side of the fence or the other.
Somebody's got to be complaining and somebody's got to be talking shit. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Or else
That's
it's
what
like
makes the fight game interesting.
they would just sit there.
Yeah.
You know. You
I'm
just have a
happy with
translator.
what I'm being paid. I am
Yeah.
happy that I'm fighting this guy.
I want to get a translator for I don't even
I
want to talk.
respect him.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say fuck you. You know.
So yeah, so now you got your Batman spiel out of the way.
But it's the best one, and go watch it.
Yeah.
And I know, and even if you watch it and you go, "Oh, that's not the best one," because first of all, the first 4 were like so cartoony as it was, anyways. That's why The Dark Knight was so good, because it actually was like a serious, you know, movie. Like people died in it. You know, like it wasn't like the old ones where like, oh my gosh, they, you know, froze him to death, but he came back to life.
Yeah.
You know, that's not how it works. I like how they're realistic about it. It was dark. It was gritty. Like I said, it keeps you interested. You know, if you've seen anything on YouTube, you've probably seen the Joker clip, which is, you know, that keeps you like, oh shit, I wonder what they're gonna do next.
So, just on a fun
Shit.
note.
Watch it.
On a fun note, real quick, you just want to do rock paper scissors. Loser gets to smack the other person.
No. Nope.
Come on, why not?
Nope.
It'd be
I'm not
fun,
doing it.
dude.
Nope.
You're gonna win.
Nope.
You're gonna win. Let's just do it. Come on.
I'm already damaged goods, bro. We can't. Come on, dude. Look.
I'll
look at
make
the-
you
look
win.
at-
and
look
you
at the
can
camera.
Smack me. What?
I have to keep this good for that.
Yeah.
You could break my orbital bone. and
Fair
then
enough. Fair enough.
what? Let's trade punches and knock each other's teeth out, dude. Well, how silly is that? You're just like, well, let's like the fuck out of each other.
You get smacked in the face.
Rock, paper, scissors. Whoever loses, I see the shit sandwich. What?
All right, guys. Well, we wanted to get on the camera at least a little bit today. We didn't have a guest or anything, but we want to make it more of a consistent thing
Just you
that
boys.
we're doing.
That's it, yeah.
So it's just the boys today. We got a little bit of training, you know,
Yeah,
in
we
the
got
day.
some-
Nothing too crazy.
We got
This is
some
like a
tire
day
cleaning.
off.
We had some training.
And we
Yeah.
will be vlogging some of the stuff that we're going to be
Yes.
doing with that tire.
Yes.
Some of the workouts, how we're going to implement it into our training.
We got some other stuff coming up too. We're gonna try to hit the Indy 5.
He's going to go to the Indy 500 with his brother. His brother's going to
with
help
old
film it, which
J-Dub
is
over
Josh.
here. With
Josh
old
is our Jamie.
Krispy Kreme over here.
Yeah.
We're gonna be hitting that. So we're gonna try to maybe hit the snake pit. Try to get some good footage there.
Yeah.
I'm in the last days of my 20s, so we're gonna be going. The Indy 5 is gonna be the last day that I'm 29 years old. It's the last days in my
Hello,
20s.
darkness, my old friend.
Hitting the big 3-0. I mean, come on. What are you talking about, man?
I turned 30 like a month or so ago, so
It's bullshit.
First of all, I've came to terms with it.
I haven't yet.
I'm
dude.
basically 60.
I haven't. I'm upset about it. Not happy. I mean, everything happened in my 20s. We don't need to go there.
Yeah, that's a different
So,
podcast.
yeah, that's for the other one we do for our feelings.
That's
you
a
know what I
that's a
mean?
sad cast.
Yeah.
We'll have one of those here in the near future. We both get viciously drunk.
But also, we want to do some other things. I know we've been talking about maybe doing some cooking videos, some grilling videos, just some silly vlog stuff.
Because we want this podcast to be more of a all-around motivational podcast.
Yeah.
It's centered around martial arts, combat sports,
Right, that's the idea.
fitness.
Yeah.
Our lifestyle in general is all oriented to that. But we do want to. I mean, how do you stay motivated? You get little,
Right.
enjoyments, victories, little moments of, just relaxing and just hanging out with each other, getting to know your friends, camaraderie. All that helps feed the motivation as well. There's a time and a place for everything.
Yep.
We want to show you every time and every place. So part of this is you guys just coming along this journey with us, and we're gonna
Helping us out.
yeah, we're gonna take a stab at the fight game and see
Yeah.
what kind of imprint we can make there.
Yes.
But we're gonna stay motivated on all fronts. Another thing that we're gonna do here in the near future, because we actually have a guy at our gym, Wilson, that works at I think it's his family. I think it's a family-owned butcher shop.
Butcher
So
shop.
he has access to cows, and I don't know if you've been looking into it, but everywhere you look online, if you look into nutrition, about fitness-related nutrition or anything like that, the Liver King pops his head up everywhere.
Okay,
Yeah,
dude.
his traps aren't that big, so
Yeah.
I
He has
venture,
boulder
I
shoulders.
venture to say
You
that he's natural. I don't know,
know. I don't know.
but so
Yeah, there's
that
a-
being said, we are
Big question mark on that,
Yeah,
but-
big question mark.
I'm not throwing any
Let
stones.
us know. There's some in the comments. I want you guys to let us know who you want Oliveira to fight next, who you want Gaethje to fight next, who do you want that Chandler to fight next.
Yeah, Michael Chandler for sure. Yeah, Michael Chandler's that dude.
McGregor, when he
That's
gets
probably
off the
my favorite.
injury list, who do you want him to fight next?
Mm-hmm.
And is the Liver King natural?
Yeah. Let us know. If you find out,
Yeah.
let us know. Dude.
Is he on roids?
You're gonna be the first to find out. If you
And
do.
I mean, comment anything, guys. If you guys want to recommend workouts to us, if you guys want to just us to discuss a topic next time. Like he said, he's going to the Indy 500 next week, and
event.
we're gonna vlog that, so we'll implement that into the next podcast.
Memorial Day weekend, big weekend.
But like I said, so the whole thing is that we have access to the Liver King, his whole cutting board entree. Yeah, we're gonna try the liver. If we can get access to the heart, the bone marrow,
Mm-hmm.
the testicles. He said there's nutritional value to all of them, and we're gonna do it raw. We're not even. We're going to attempt to try to do it 100%. Nothing. No seasoning. No nothing. No flavoring added. We're not gonna cook it. We're just gonna straight from the cow to the cutting board. Make sure that it is 100% clean, and we're not gonna get sick.
There are
And-
some natural flavorings though that he does say will like help with, like, because I think the idea is that I don't know if you're gonna do it, but I'm gonna try to
doing
maybe
all of it.
switch to a. I've never been a fad guy, so I've never been like, oh, I'm gonna do the keto diet or I'm gonna do the carnivore diet, but I am gonna actually maybe try this animal-based diet, which is what is it? Raw dairy, eggs, your beef protein essentially is what is being promoted as the number one. Especially with the organs, the
Yeah.
liver and stuff, they say like the beef liver is one of the most nutrient dense foods that actually gets cut out of a cow.
Yeah.
It's not the real muscly, marbly meats. It's the organs. It's the stuff back in the day when they were caveman and shit. Apparently that's what they like to do. So
So
we're gonna try it.
we're gonna make it bite size, but we're gonna eat a little chunk of heart,
We're
eat a
gonna do
little
it,
chunk
yeah.
of liver.
Ugh.
We might just have to eat a whole testicle.
Yeah, we might just have to pop it like a.
I don't know if it would make it better to cut a testicle into small chunks, because then I can look at it on the insides too. So And we'll we'll give a little review on what it tastes like.
I'm looking forward
what
to
we
it.
can
Yeah.
compare it to.
I think we
and
might have to try because he drinks raw eggs.
maybe even an update of how the next couple days, how we feel, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. Like, just making the switch to maybe that diet, maybe just stay updated on that, and kind
Yeah.
of see how I am over the next few months, see if it makes a difference. It apparently takes away a ton of problems making this switch to this diet. You take away, all the vegetables,
Digestional issues,
bad stuff that you
he
get-
says there's
yeah.
there's a ton of benefits.
inflammation. There's kids who-
nutrients and peptides that are in these organs.
Yeah.
He said you can't. They haven't figured out a way to encapsulate like the way that those peptides will be absorbed into your system.
Mhm.
Than other than just getting it raw meat
And
right
why
in your
wouldn't you?
mouth.
Why wouldn't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's get primal.
Let's get it. I mean, we're warriors.
So
You know?
we just wanted to finish it off by saying that we are going to be in the near future, probably within the next week, if we can get our hands on it, doing the Liver King challenge,
Yes,
if
sir.
you will. So we'll document the whole thing,
Yep.
whether it ends in puking or not.
Yeah, and if
But
there's
we're
other
gonna
things
do
you
all
want
of
us to
it.
try, we may not do it, right? If you're silly about it and you're like, hey, eat so, not doing it.
Yeah,
But if the
The hot chip challenge. I
the
think
hot chip challenge, yeah, I think that'd be cool.
I've witnessed quite a few in-person hot chip challenges.
They're not fun.
And it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
nasty. It's
the
like going in the
people-
gas
yeah.
chamber. When I was in the army, that was like snots rolling.
Yeah, you can't
just-
keep your composure. If you're the one doing it, I mean, I've watched multiple of my friends just like I've seen fluids come out of their nose and mouth that I never wanted to see.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there
Why's
filming,
that
trying
yellow?
to keep composed. I'm like, this is disgusting. This is
Ugh.
like the hot chip.
We're kind of behind on that.
Yeah.
It never
Yeah.
gets old. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, on that note, we're gonna go ahead and sign off.
We're out of
Okay.
here.
Yeah, we're out of here. Bye bye.
I'm hungry. We'll go get some.
Yeah, I'm hungry
Shitty,
too. Yeah, we worked up a little
non-animal-based
bit of
food.
appetite
Yeah.
today. Yeah. So, all right. See you guys later.
Peace.